everyone, and welcome to Q Real Talk. My name is Marvelous Achaf. And today on Q Real Talk, we'll be discussing a very, very interesting topic, which is hookup culture, or what people call as one night stand, or sex in the city, or different names that call it. And today, we'll just be talking about it. Is it good or is it bad? The pros and the cons, and just everything surrounding hookup culture and what they used to talk about it. Not too much long story, just interesting stuff. And with me, I have Chimereze Henry, a documentary filmmaker, a minister, and an LGBTQI activist. Welcome, Henry.
Shit. Thank you, Marvelous.
We missed you. We've missed you. Welcome.
I've missed Q Real Talk, but now that I'm here, we are going to talk.
We're supposed to also have Q and Ibikwe coming on the show, but due to some issue, he had to be at work, so he couldn't make it to the episode today. But I'm sure I'm going to have an interesting conversation with Henry. Henry, for the first time, let me start with myself today. Hookup culture. Okay, let's start with maybe our best hookup story and our worst hookup story. Let me start with my own. I think my best hookup story would be, okay, I was on Grindr, chatting on Grindr. And then when I was on Grindr, I got a message from someone. So when the person messaged me at first, we exchanged pictures. And when I saw the pictures, it was a white person. I said, a white person. How can a white man be Nigeria? I mean, this person is a scam. He said, no, we did video call. I saw this person she said it was at Sheraton Hotel. We met at Sheraton Hotel. And then when I met at Sheraton, then we talked for a long time. We had drinks. That night, it was Friday, so it was karaoke day. It was karaoke night at Sheraton. So karaoke night, sang it. It was like really, really good with music. He had good taste of music. Like there was barely any music they played that I did not know. And me too, I knew most of them, but I said this guy was like a music genius. And then, now we feel like after everything, you are going to like hook up now, get down and do some. And then when I said, okay, fine, can we like move on to, people were like, okay, can we go upstairs and just do? And the person said, no, I just called you here just to have fun and just like hook up. And it wasn't really a date. It was supposed to be a hookup, but just told me like, due to the fact that he didn't just want to just have sex with me, and he was going to give me money for coming. And this person gave me $100. And the only thing I just literally did was just kissing. And gave me 100. It was not, he said if I had said,
shit.
He said if I, the funny thing was, what the content is, he said if I had said, oh, I want to date you, I need a relationship, he would have said no. Because he doesn't want a relationship, he wants like no strings attached. But the fact that I just gave him good company was just enough for me. And what we just said, and I thought, and Nigeria, the worst hookup I've had, hey, suffer daily.
Please tell us, we need to know.
So it was around that kind, was like 6 p.m. It was 6 p.m. So I was messaging, and this was on To Go.
On To Go. Mm-hmm.
On To Go. It's not set up issue. No To Go, set up a person. So it's worst hookup, not set up. So I took myself. I chatted with this person who lets me to. The person was all the way at Apapa. And Apapa to my side is like very, very far. It's a long distance. So I took motor with the hold up stock and everything. Before I got there, it was like past 8. It was like past 8 or to 9. So when I met this person, and this person obviously sent me a fake picture. And I went there because of, now trying to like, and the person was just like, was talking about business that will help you get a job. What is this thing, this one, that one. He said, it was job lowering, and I will take care of this, I will take care of you mentality, I would make your life better. When they saw this person, I said, this person was not, in the picture, it looked like someone that was like a little bit slim, but not too slim. But when I met this person was like fat, big tummy. I was just like, Jesus, what happens? Met the person, I was just like, okay. We ended up having stuff, and then when the funny thing after the stuff, after the encounter, after the stuff, and the person was just like, you cannot sleep over. Because my mindset was like, I will sleep over. That place is far. For me to start coming all the way there late in the night, because after all the scenario, it was like almost 10 p.m. I was just like, geez, this place is far. Before if I even leave DSF to attempt to get to my house, it's almost, even if it's very, very fast, to be like, let's say past 11 to 12, like this is fast too. She just told me, say, no, I can't stay. Said, no, this thing, his brother is coming back. His brother will soon be back. And I said, Jesus, God have mercy. Person even gave me the worst amount of money I was expecting. Gave me just 2,000 naira. It was just like, Jesus. I said, okay. I took my time. I was going from motor to motor to motor. And then when I got to Ushuji, it was 12 p.m. I didn't see bus. I was just stuck here. Yeah. And that was really, for people that have been there, it's a very, very dangerous place. I was stuck at that place. It was, let me just say it was terrible. I had to wait. It was just waiting for like 20 minutes. That's when I saw a bus that was coming. And I entered the bus and I went to. And when I got home, I just said, thank you, Jesus. And I just said in my life, I was going to make sure that before I hook up with anybody again, I would be very, very sure. I will state out my terms. I think that's one thing that makes us have bad hookups, not stating out our terms. But let me move to you. Let me not talk too much to you. Let me move to you, Henry. Now, your good hookup and your bad hookup. Which was your best? Which was your worst?
You guys need to hear this. Okay, my worst hookup or whatever it's called. You know how country could a person now? As country person finish show. Went online looking, searching, saying, where will I find something to, nourish my soul? I took my time to look for something to invested in this search. You talk here, you see different picture, people send you different, nudes. After finish selecting, and I then dressed up, showered. After showering, now doing all the whole thing, entered the bus. Now went to the person's house. The person lives like on a condo. Went to the person's house. So when we went to the person's house now, the person had a dog, a big dog. Jesus, you need to see this dog. So this dog now was very scary. We tried everything to calm the dog down, put the dog inside the cage. After we finished putting all the dog inside the cage, locked everything. We just started, foreplay, and the person just came. Hey! The person was like, I've come. I'm like, you have come to where? Where have you come? What do you mean? After all the whole drama or the whole stress, the person was like, once I come, I don't get to have sex again.
Jesus.
I said, what is this? What is this rubbish? Just so painful. It's my conducive.
But 45 seconds, man. AKA Asabafa.
45 seconds. 5 seconds. 5.
So this one Asabafa. I mean like Badonfa.
The thing is that I've not even unzipped myself. I've not removed my I've not removed my clothes. Like if I've removed my clothes, it was so annoying. But what will I do now? I entered the bus, so went back to my house.
Jesus. Wasted time. Okay, that one, you just want to pay him, is it a visit? You just want to warm the chair.
I'm telling you, it was just an adventure. I just took a ride on the bus and came back to my house. So my friend was like, I thought you were going somewhere. I said, yes, so you will not believe what happened. If I tell you, you will not believe what happened. That was my worst experience. At least it wasn't like that, but like that was what happened. But my best like hookup experience was like when I was like still young, and then it was like I was like around 19, 20. Then there was like this kid. He was like 18, not kid. Please, before they call me pedophile. There was this not kid though. There was this teenager. We were teens, right? So he is from I think he is from Zimbabwe. he's from King. I think he's from Zimbabwe or Uganda. Zimbabwe or Uganda, I can't remember. So we hooked up, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come over your house." I don't even know, but I think it was when I was still using like Jack D. If you guys know what Jack is like grinder,
Jack.
there's a Jack D. So it was Jack D.
We know all of them now. Hornet, Bamboo, Beer for Cubs, and
in case you guys are looking for referral, Jack D is good. I don't like Grinder. Grinder is too cliche. Which other one?
I like Grinder. Grinder makes it easier. Just be careful of setups and catfish because there are a lot of them.
Setups, catfish, fake people that just stay on Grinder.
I'm beginning to love Tinder too these days. Tinder too is really good.
I just think Tinder has like a mix of different people, straight, gay, and then...
No, but it can be selected. It depends on what you...
On Tinder, I saw my church member on Tinder, so I saw you.
No, it depends on how you set your Tinder. If you set it to only men, the people that can switch are people that set it to only men.
I know, but that Tinder has everybody, church people, everybody, so... Then your church person will now see only men, and your church member now has only men.
That means you are both the same now.
I was like, brother. So you too? Eh?
Welcome to the club, Pride Village.
I'm telling you. So, but the one I use these days is called Tammy, Tami, Tammy. Yeah. That's the one I use, which is like, it has like a posting section, it has like a hookup section, so you swipe left, swipe right. It has like a live stream section, and it's more educational. It's not just like only for hookups. So anyways, that was where I met him, Jack D. So we met up, then after we met up, he was like, yo, you owe me $40. I'm like, okay, fuck that shit, I'm gonna give you the $40. So I gave him the $40 the first day. Then the sex was good, the conversation was good. Then we ended up like having like a long affair for a long time. I think he moved. We like had sex for like 2 years straight, and we were cool. And we just enjoyed each other. I think the best thing about him was that I liked the way his scent was. I never said this, but like he had like a nice scent. It wasn't like a perfume scent, but it was like, you know, when you meet like a man and they're all like sweaty. This one you are looking at me like it's not like a fetish or something.
Stop, don't trust under the bus. Kill it, baby. You said we are sweaty.
Yeah, sweaty men. You had like sweaty.
We smell like wet socks.
Yes. So I liked his smell. His smell wasn't bad. It wasn't like that, but it was just like the right smell for me.
Are you sure it's not Konji that was giving you a different scent? Maybe not Konji now they make you. But Konji can make you smell fufu and you think that is roses.
What is Konji? I don't know what that is.
Konji will make you smell fufu. Konji, that means being horny.
Oh, kanji. Oh, no. Like, even when I was honey, I remember, okay, this one was not like a worse hookup, but this one was like an awkward situation. So I met this boy, and we've been talking. But the only thing, you know, we've been talking for a long time, investing in our relationship. It wasn't supposed to be a hookup, so we finally decided to meet. And that day after work, he drove to my house because he drives, right? So we were like on the couch, and then he was like laying on my leg. Then one thing led to another. So I wanted to kiss him now, you know, romance him now. But before you know, my brother, the socks. The smell from the socks. The smell from the socks almost knocked me out. I almost fainted.
Air pollution.
I said, I just pretended as if nothing was happening. I was like, what's the matter? I'm like, this is not something I can say right now. I don't know how to keep my face to tell you that your socks need shishi. Your socks is smelling bad. So it's not congee because I've had that situation where like where the socks were smelly. Till today, we laugh about it. I'm like, remember when your socks were smelly? I was like, yeah. When you wanted to kiss me, shit. so, so that's another
Ah,
one of my works who go up.
it is well. So, but let's not even go back. Let's not ask the main question. Sir. Is hookup culture? Are you a fan of hookup culture? Is hookup culture really a good thing to look at?
It has its advantages and it has its disadvantages to say. And the advantages of hookup is that you get to meet a lot of people, you get to have conversation, but most times you may not necessarily have sex. But the other danger about hookup is that meeting people, you don't know who you're meeting. You could meet a serial killer, you could meet somebody who is wanted, you put yourself into different situations. So for me, I would say it is part of life. Not everybody wants to wait for a long relationship or want to have sex with one person for a long period of time because like everybody wants to try something new. So yeah, hookups is part of life, Jare. Ashawo na ashawo. Everybody just do their own in a different way. Private ashawo, public ashawo, ashawo for cash. All of us are ashawo.
That's true. Sha. And one thing about me is that the good thing about, or let me start with the bad thing. I feel like the bad thing about hookup culture, like what you said, the serial killers are there. One thing again, I think it's the biggest one. The biggest one for me is the increased risk of sexual health because you are like your sexual health is like you have like an increased risk of catching STI or infections, and there are some that you don't even need to even have like sex. Just by touching, you get it through. What you can get what through touching or sweating by through sweaty, also hepatitis too. Um, there are some other ones. So I think helps to skin contact. Some is just skin to skin contact.
That
You might
is
just
why
end up kissing that person.
that's
So
why
that's
like I sorry, that's why like I said before, you need to invest even in the hookup. So like I know some people just meet people like, hey, how was or you wanna fuck? Yeah, I wanna fuck. Boom. You just get into action. But you need to like have a conversation. Like, yo, when was the last time you get tested? How many partners do you have? What's your
some will still
sexual
lie.
life?
Nigerians like to lie. Now just to say I'm using prep. Everybody seems to be using prep these days.
Then you ask them to
That's why
give
in
you
my
a
last
picture of
episode
the
I said
fraud.
that there should be like a law that jails people that recklessly infect people because people still do it. And people I don't know, people lie about it. Even the ones that are on medication. I'll say, like I told one of my friends, they said, like, you're on medications, you've been on medications like forever. Why not tell people like I'm positive or undetectable? And you're like a fine person. Everybody wants to have you. Everybody wants to have, this person is someone that everybody literally wants to come have. Like the way Francis came on board and Francis said his own, like literally Francis had a lot of admirers. Francis is someone that is loved. He looks very, very healthy, very, very muscular. Nobody want to reject Francis. And I said, Francis is someone that should be like a role model for other people. The same thing too with Linda. Linda is like a very, very good relationship. It's in a very, very good place, doing well for himself. And everybody wants to attach Linda to. So I tell people that no matter what you have, you can still find a very, very good partner, still get people to hook up with you. Just be true to yourself and let people know that
I
this and
feel yeah, sorry
yeah,
to
it's feeling
cut you
like
short.
I'm listening.
I feel like our community needs a little bit of education. Everybody claims to know, but I don't know what we do with the knowledge which we claim to know.
Yeah, that's true.
Secondly, it is because of the stigmatization in the community. Once you're HIV positive, everybody's like, you know that person now HIV, oh, what you do? You start hanging around with the person, everybody's like, automatically you don't become HIV positive. That is the notion people have, but they forget that they are drugs now people could take to prevent them.
Yeah,
And even though they are drugs, but the stigma, our ignorance, or our choice of words, our shaming, shaming people is one huge thing in the LGBTQ community. So we want to shame
that's true.
everybody else and put ourselves. So those are the things that make people not want to come out to you because when such information is passed out to you, the danger people use it for is what frightens people.
That's what I said. I said, me, if I end up getting maybe becoming positive, becoming HIV positive in future, people would obviously know. It's something I would try to normalize by coming outside and stepping out and being in that open position. That's why anybody I meet or every clinic I go to, or any community counselor test I meet, I test under them. I tell them, when I go for any outreach, they will tell me, oh, can we test you? I'll say, why not? Say, because even if I tell them I've done a test, in the past
Before
3 months, I tell them like, oh, I've done a test recently, but they still don't believe me because they feel like people lie about it a lot. Someone say, I've done a test recently, and whereby they know that they have never done the test. They actually even know deep down in them that they are positive, or they've done a test before and they were told that they are positive, but they never believed it and said, I will continue using the drugs. There are different things that people can even have said. Herpes is very dangerous. Hepatitis is very, very terrible. I know one of my friends that has it, and it hasn't been really, really good. And I know that herpes can be very, very bad. I know someone that has to go on and off. He's sore in the mouth, keeps going on and off, and it's just very, very terrible. But let's just round it up and just say sexual health, the need for sexual health. That's one of the terrible things, because health is wealth. Once you are not healthy, it's a very, very bad thing. And also, one thing I also like to talk about is the emotional emptiness. That one, you cannot take it away. Me, I know, me, I've been in that position. No matter how many people I hook up with, no matter how many people I meet, I still find this sort of emotional emptiness. Like, if there's one day I even told myself, I said, imagine if I was in the character of Beauty and the Beast, or probably the character of Cinderella or Snow White. Say I needed like the true love of it, the kiss of my true love to wake me up or to do something for me. Will I ever find true love? Or would that means I'll just be sleeping forever? I'll just be sleeping forever, because there's no true love to come and give me that kiss and take me away. So this emotional emptiness, it comes with emotional emptiness. But one big thing I always say that hookup culture has done for us, or that is doing for us, is that it has now bring in this, it has normalized sexual conversations. One good thing about hookup, unlike before, whereby to even have a sexual conversation is like a taboo. You will not be able to tell somebody that I like my dick being soft, I like my ass being ringed, I like to have it like this, I like doggy, you'll be pretending. Everybody, I don't want to say something that the person will not feel like, I'm so, there has been big
so wait. You like your ass being ringed, yeah?
No, I just no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that, please. I didn't say that. Don't be
you know what you just said. You said you like your dick being soft.
I said, what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to say that the conversation, we're not having like normalized sexual conversations. Please don't be scolding. I do not like that. Thank you very much. So some people tell that I like being fisted, man. I like being fisted. I like BDSM. I like to be flogged. I like to be spanked. I like you to dominate me. Some people say I like being raped. I like you to use me, like to rape me. I like forceful sex. So it has normalized the sexual conversations. Like we now have good sexual, like the conversation about sex is no longer a taboo. We now say what we want. We now say what we like to, what we actually want, and that's normalizing of sexual conversation.
And just to add to what you're saying, I feel this is why the LGBTQ community ends up having one of the most, healthy sexual relationship in a long time, because like this conversation about sex, we've always been open about it, unlike most community which don't want to talk about their sexual preferences, and they act like, oh, it's not there. But that's what has made us become open about our sexuality and made us brave, because we have this conversation and we're building a healthier community.
That's true. And I feel like with normalization of what's the word? With the normalization of sex, when we talk about sex, like we become more transparent. That's why I think I love that becoming of much more transparent now, because I tell people, like, if you meet someone, tell the person what you actually want. If it's a hookup, say it's a hookup, I just want to have sex with you. Not like, because some who have this pretense of relationship because they like someone and they know that that person actually wants to be in a relationship, and they take advantage of it and say, oh, okay, I'll be in a relationship. I pretend to be all nice, all jovial, all relationship, take the person for a long, play with the person's emotion. So when they now finally have sex with the person or have what they want, and they now cut off from the person. So I always tell people like, with this hookup culture, it brings in having like healthy conversation, becoming more transparent, telling the person like, this is what I want, or ask the person, see, is this what you truly want? If this is not what, if this and this and this is what you want, okay, this and this are my things, but if this and this is what, so just have that back and forth, have that common ground that both of you can meet or can have. And it's just, the hookup culture has its bad sides, but the good sides. And also one thing again I would still like to talk about too is that whether we like it or not, so some people might be watching us, heterosexual communities. If you are one of the straight people and you're watching this show, please and please, when you have children, or in case you have younger ones, or try and normalize having good sexual, having a sex conversation with them.
Sex education
education,
is
exactly.
important.
It's important. Thank
I'm
you.
an advocate of sex education. I'm sorry to cut you short. Because I normally make like sex comedy where I talk about sucking, kissing, you know, and sometimes I use scripture and Christians are angry. Christians, they called me, they said, brother, how can you be making jokes, sexual joke with the Bible? I said, even the Holy Bible in Isaiah 66 verse 11 says, suck it, that you suck it and milk it out, that you may be satisfied and you'll be comforted in her bosom. So even the scripture says you should suck and milk the breast. So sex education, especially Christian community, the moment you say sex, breast, yash, boobs, hey, like slide that. Prayer and fasting. But I was like, sister, is that not why we marry people every Saturday? So that people can be sucking breast. I'll be eating pussy.